Thank you for joining us for the 2-minute drills. Miguel, are we ready? Okay. I'm Aram Talesian, San Gabriel Valley newspaper group football writer, joined by Fred J. Robledo, San Gabriel Valley Tribune Prep Sports editor. Freddie, we got a matchup of two teams with identical records, with huge playoff implications on the line in that Hacienda League, where things are going to get hairy over the next 2 weeks. They already are hairy.
Reminds you of the old Miramonte League standings, right? When everything came out of the fifth league and everything was a coin flip.
Yeah, people take turns. That's true. I've seen some of those coin flips in person. They're not pretty, Fred. Okay. You can tell who lost the coin flip right away, man.
Were you covering that game that year with Diamond Ranch where they lost Bonita, the game and then they won the coin flip right after?
And then Bonita lost the game and they were 8-2 and missed the playoff.
Yeah, that was one of those.
I was also covering another one where Los Altos scored a late touchdown against Charter Oak on a play where the kid was actually out of bounds. I was standing there and they gave the touchdown. It was Richard Miramontes, I think was his name. Daniel Miramontes, something like that. And anyways, they had to go in the back at Charter Oak. They had to go into the office. Podley, Gano, and Farrar had to go into the office and flip the coin. But I think that one was more or less to determine like who would go in as 1, 2, or 3 in the league title. And naturally, when they get to the office, I'm all pumped. I think I'm going to see the coin thing.
Yeah.
And I think it was Podley turns to me and says, "Wait out here." Thank you, Coach Podley. Remember that on Friday night when I'm at your place for Diamond Bar, 4-4 overall, 2-2 in league, and Bonita 4-4 overall and 2-2 in league. Freddie, I don't know what to say, man. Both of these teams are very hard to read, especially Bonita. You know, some weeks, like when they beat San Dimas and when they beat Los Altos, you know, you say, wow, this team could be just about any kind of team. Other weeks, you know, you pull your hair out with them. And Diamond Bar's been the same way. They haven't lived up to expectations. Yeah. But as it stands now, both of these teams have a legit shot to get into that postseason in the Southeast and make a name for themselves.
I mean, a very legit shot. West Covina is obviously going to win the league, and right now Diamond Ranch has 1 loss, but then there's a lot of teams there and with those 2 losses and 3 losses. The only team out of it is Roland. So you figure 7-team league, there's still 5 other teams in play right now for those playoff fights, and this is a huge one because they're both 2-2.
Right.
The winner here is probably all but guaranteed maybe one of those spots it may come to a coin flip.
But maybe not, though, because
3 wins should get you in.
But here's the thing. If it's you're probably right, because there's 2 spots we're talking about. But Diamond Bar hasn't played Los Altos yet. If they win this game and they're 3-2, but they lose to Los Altos, both those teams will be 3-3.
Yeah.
But Bonita's played Los Altos and beaten them.
It's too early to talk about the playoff scenarios. We'll know more after this
but that's
weekend.
What the intrigue is, Fred.
There's a lot of teams playing for it. And look, Bonita, Diamond Bar, these were 2 teams I think earlier in the year were kind of high on our list, Aaron.
Yeah,
I mean,
we thought they were certainly on mine. Yeah.
I think you didn't expect the parity the way it is in the Hacienda, this many teams that can beat each other. I mean,
Walnut and Los Altos.
They were the surprise. I mean, to see what they're doing in this league. But look, I still think once you get to the playoffs, to me, West Covina, Arcadia, probably the 2 best teams in these divisions. But these teams like Diamond Ranch, Diamond Bar, Bonita, they could beat anyone on any given night outside of maybe West Covina right now.
Right.
I mean,
and they won't have to face them in the playoffs.
They really can. And you look at Bonita, they got a new quarterback they threw in last week, Aaron
Forget it, Fred.
11 for 15 for 120
That's the other thing. I don't know what the heck's going on with Bonita's offense from week to week. One week they're a running team, then Burgett, the running quarterback.
Reggie Turner, the running back, had 4 touchdowns last week.
Garrett Harine's in, then he's out. I do not understand this team at all offensively, and whatever.
Well, that's what happens when you have injuries, especially people like Garrett goes out for a little while, and you're trying to the quarterback obviously.
And what happened to Tanner Diebold? And maybe he'll be back in this week. But Freddie, they put up 85 points combined in the last 2 weeks. Meanwhile, Diamond Bar, try figuring this team out. They allow 24 points a game, and they score 24 points a game. I don't know.
Bottom line is they all give up a lot of points. I still can't get, the only game I saw with Bonita this year,
San Dimas.
The first game of the year, San Dimas, where they looked really physical. They pushed them around, and I thought, God, this team is going to be really good.
Right.
I still think that team is inside of them, and maybe it's coming out right now. Maybe they went through a bad stretch. They lost.
They were young,
They lost some close games. I think their best is still inside of them, and they have the coach, Aaron. They have Podley that when you get to this time of the year, and that's why we're going to get to picks right now, and you're going to ask me, who am I going to pick? Who are you going to pick, Robledo? I'm taking Bonita, simply because I like Podley this time of the year.
God, we're agreeing on everything here.
I think
not only are we agreeing, we're agreeing on the reason why.
Yeah, I think when you come down to these final 2 weeks, it really comes down to coaches and guys who have experience and have been there. In Diamond Bar, Coach Maine is going to be a great coach. I think everyone loves his enthusiasm and what they got going on there. But now we're into the crunch time and coaches who've been in these situations. And I like Podley, and I'm not sold that this is a bad team or this is a team that is 4-4. I think they're better than that.
Yeah.
And I think this is the week they're going to have to show it. And they're at home, which is another advantage. And look, Garrett's back. probably arguably their best two-way player. That's important.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Bonita. I don't remember who I picked in our pigskin pick'em, or our tripskin pick'em, but
you picked Bonita.
Yeah, my problem is this, and like you said, I really do believe Coach Main's going to be a very good one for a long time. But when you got Ray Medina on the other sideline calling the defense, and you got Podley as the head coach over at Bonita, this late in the season, these guys know what they're doing. You just have to lean. I think even Coach Main would understand why we're picking this way. He may not agree with it, but he would understand. You just got to lean with the guys that were in the championship game last year, with the guys that know how to finish seasons. Right. And this is a tight game, Fred. I just think that Bonita, they're hitting their stride. And Diamond Bar, I mean, they could still be the team or somewhat of the team that I thought they could be, because if they win their next 2 games, they'll be 6-4 and in the playoffs. Yeah. That's fantastic for where that program's been.
And that's why at the end of the day, when you look at these standings, by the end of next week, I think it's going to be West Covina, Diamond Ranch, and Bonita, 1, 2, 3. And for those very reasons that we talked about, though, Aaron, players and coaches that are used to being in that situation, and at the end of the year, that's where they wind up again. I just think that's going to play out that way, and you're going to see that big fight for that 4th spot, whether it's going to be Diamond Bar, Los Altos, or who am I missing? Who's the other team?
What'd you say?
Diamond
Ranch, Diamond Bar, Los Altos, Walnut.
Walnut, yeah. One of those teams are going to get 4. Remember, there's 4 spots in the Hacienda League.
Heck of a league this year. We both have Bonita to take another big step toward winning a league title. Winning a league title. Sorry, West Covina. Getting a playoff spot. But anything can happen. This game is going to be very, very interesting. Look at the records. They're both 4-4, 2-2 in league. Get out to Bonita. I will be there, actually, in a little bit of a change of plans. I will be out there on Friday night covering that game. This should be a lot of fun. I get to see D-Bar for the first time this year.
Where are you going to eat? Where are you going to eat out in Bonita?
I don't know, Fred. I've been kind of laying low before the game and then putting myself in a bad spot during the game. And I'm having to hit the snack bar a lot more than I have in years. Usually I'm
a snack bar guy. I love Friday night snack bar food.
If you want to talk about acid reflux, check me last week. I got a nice hot dog from Rosemead and one of those pepper belly things where you get the
Fritos and the chili and the cheese. It's one of my all-time favorites. There's a Little League park.
I didn't recover
until park around my house. I walked there purposely just to get the pepper bellies.
I didn't recover until about 2 p.m. on Sunday. So there you have it. I guess it's my size, Fred, that people love to hear how I eat and what's going on.
That's why
I guess I could hit Petrillos or Mama Petrillos out there.
I was going to ask you. I thought you were going to say Petrillos. That's why I asked.
I might get stupid before the game. Fair enough. Okay, anyways, get out there. I'll be out there ready to enjoy it. You guys should be too. Diamond Bar and Bonita, likely for a playoff spot Friday night. Enjoy it.